Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, it's been a long, interesting road for you in the professional ranks. Now you're with Team USA Rugby. What made you feel like you wanted to go back to your traditional sport and start performing at the highest level again?
Oh, man. I don't know. I kind of had no options, really. When I was released from Chicago, Kimball Kaja, he coached me at BYU. He was like, hey, there's this new league that's starting. Would you be interested? It's kind of been in the making for the last few years, but it's coming. We're having our first inaugural season coming up in 2018. Would you be interested in playing? And so, I talked with my wife about it, and I initially thought I was done with sports after I was in Chicago playing football, but she kind of convinced me to, hey, just give it a go and, and see what happens. And so once USA found out I kind of made my return back to rugby, they kind of gave me a heads up and said, hey, we want to bring you into camp. And so things escalated pretty quickly. And then, and so here I am with my second tour with USA. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but it's been a fun ride.
We'll talk to you about that in a moment. I know you're in Houston getting ready for Scotland this weekend with Team USA, but you played with the Utah Warriors in Major League Rugby, sitting just outside the playoffs right now. What's the season been like you in the inaugural season as the captain of the Utah Warriors?
Oh, man. It's been awesome, it's been good getting back into it. I mean, the last time I played was in 2014 back at BYU because I had the stint with football, and so it was a bit of a transition getting back into it. I had to lose a few pounds, and it's been cool leading the Warriors here and out in Harriman at the stadium out there, and it's been an awesome journey, man. It's been tough though. I'll admit it, and but it's been an awesome honor to be able to captain the Warriors in their first season. So I'm enjoying it so far, and I look forward to, carrying on and seeing how far it goes with me. So
there's a BYU Brotherhood within this inaugural league and the Utah Warriors. Matt Jensen, Joseph Nichols, the Elkington twins, the Whippy twins, Jared and Josh. How has that been continuing to play with those guys post BYU?
Oh, it's been fun. It definitely helps with the chemistry. So this team is obviously made from scratch, and so being able to play with the Whippy twins, it's unfortunate they ended up getting injured, so that we're not actually playing with them. But with the Elkington twins and with Joe Nichols, it's been awesome. Just in the fact that we've played together and we're able to have a little bit of chemistry, and so things are able to go a little bit smoother. And so it's cool playing with them again, and being able to connect with them and hang out with their families. We have activities together as a team, and so it's kind of funny. We're back we're kind of in a full circle again. It feels like we're back at BYU again. Kind of, it's been really cool.
It's fun to see the former Cougars together. It's fun to see you back in rugby. What did it take to get into rugby shape after playing football for several years?
Oh man, it's crazy. So when I was in Chicago, I was sitting at about 265, 270 as a fullback, and then so now I'm about 245, and so I've lost 40 pounds since last playing football. And so it's funny. I've been taking before and after pictures just of my body, and it's so crack up to see the transition. It's like my love handles are gone, and so it's actually been pretty cool. I feel a lot greater and lighter on my feet, and but even though at BYU I was actually playing at around 225, 230, so I feel like I've still got a little ways to go. There's just a lot more running in rugby. It's kind of more like on the lines of soccer in terms of conditioning. It's not like explosive short power like football is, and so I've had to get on the treadmill, and the trainings are a lot different, and so it's been a rough one, man. I've had to change my eating, so I can cut weight a little bit, and but overall it's been pretty smooth.
Paul Lasike, rugby star for the Utah Warriors and for the Team USA Eagles. And speaking of Team USA, you're now in international test matches. You play Scotland this Saturday, June 16th. What is the toughest part about playing at the international level compared to Major League Rugby?
Just the speed of the game. It's just night and day, man. The Major League Rugby in the US it's a new league, and so the level of rugby is got a ways to go before it starts competing with the other domestic leagues across the world. Like in New Zealand, they have the Super Rugby. In Europe, they have the Top 14, and so here in the US, we have the Major League, and it's starting out. So we've got a ways to go before the competition starts building, if that makes sense. But when you transition to the international level, it's just, oh my gosh, man. I can do 80 minutes at Major League level, playing 80 minutes, but here I haven't done 80 minutes at the international level. So I'm usually either subbed in or I'm coming off the bench. And so the speed of the game is a lot different. It's a lot more competitive. This week we play Scotland, and they're ranked number 5 in the world. And so if that gives you perspective, they played the All Blacks last year, which is the number 1 ranked in the world, and they just barely lost to them. So this is going to be a huge test for us, and it's going to be a huge opportunity as well.
What's it like for a Kiwi to don the red, white, and blue and represent the U.S.?
It's awesome, man. It's a privilege, when you get your first cap. They have a ceremony, and first cap meaning your first test game at an international level, and everyone, it's called a cap in rugby, so it's a worldwide sort of a ceremony. So it's a real cool getting that first cap, and it opens up doors for you going down the road, and so it was cool. It's cool to be able to represent USA.
And it's a goofy-looking hat, like it's literally a cap, right?
Yeah.
Like you would never wear that outside. You just put it up like a trophy.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. It's a really goofy-looking cap, and it's kind of a thing. Yeah, it's kind of a thing that you'll just leave. Like either you'll trophy it or something, or you'll leave it in a special place. And so you kind of have milestones. You have that first cap, and then you get another cap at 50, like a physical cap when you get your 50th test match. So you don't get it every game, but they'll have it at 50, and then when you reach 100, they'll give you another cap, and so and then the tradition here is when you get it, you have to leave it on for 24 hours, and so holy heck, when you get it, you literally have to, everywhere you go, you're wearing it. So a couple of the boys just in this last tour got their first cap, and so they're wearing it 24 hours, and then you can get rid of it.
His resume is long and still growing. Paul Lasike, rugby national champion at BYU, played in the NFL, Chicago Bears, Arizona Cardinals, now in Major League Rugby and playing for Team USA. Paul, if you were to rank Team USA Rugby worldwide, where would you put them in the international rankings?
Well, so we actually know what we're ranked right now. So we're ranked 15th. But, our goal is to obviously get into the top 10, because when you crack the top 10, that's when you're consistently playing tier 1 nations and you're able to kind of climb the ranks, and it's a lot more competitive. So just in this last year, we were ranked, I think, 19th or 20th. And so in the last 8 games, we've won the last 5 or 6 of them. And we've gotten down to 15, so we're continually trying to get better and crack that top 10. So we have a huge opportunity this week against number 5, and so it's we obviously got a lot of work to do as a USA team in terms of our competitiveness and stuff. And so having this Major League Rugby here in the States is huge, because this is the first actual the first USA team where everyone plays rugby full time.
Wow.
So previously in years past, there's never been a domestic level, like, competitive competition. And so having the MLR with so probably half of the team is coming from the MLR tournament, and then half of the team is coming from overseas. And so this is the first team where everyone does rugby full time. And so just that alone, we're going to continue to get better and better. And it's already shown we've jumped up 5 places in the last year. And so yeah, it's good. MLR is really good for USA Rugby.
Paul, great to catch up with you. We appreciate the time. Always a pleasure.